Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And this is pretty nice. This is the Star card. This is a message from the divine. This is your connection with spirit. This is your openness to receive the spiritual energy, to receive miracles and blessings into your life. Yeah. You are becoming a bit of a conduit to spirit, right? You're finding yourself to be a bit of a channel for the spiritual energy. You may even find that suddenly you have a lot of these access to these gifts that you may not have had access to previously. More kind of visionary work, more clairvoyance. I wonder if somebody in your family was a clairvoyant or a medium or something, right? I feel like someone in the maternal line, maybe it was grandma, great-grandma, great-great-grandma, but I feel like there is kind of a history of this in your life somewhere, in your ancestry. I feel like this is kind of becoming more prominent in your life. I feel like you're starting to really get in touch with the intuition, all right? On a very kind of basic level. Things are just making sense. You're understanding the flow of life differently than you have. Yeah. And the Star is a growing sense of your own destiny. Okay? This is the lighthouse out on the sea for us. This is us following our star, following our lodestar, following our guiding light. Well, let's see where it's taken you. Okay? Let's put this into a little bit of context. New and exciting adventures. This is the Princess of Wands. This is a lot of new things. This is you really excited to go out and do things like you've never done before, right? I feel like you're being pulled in a lot of different directions, and I feel like suddenly there's just this surge of excitement and enthusiasm. You can't wait to go and do all these different things. And there's this sudden urge to try a lot of new things. Right? A lot of new and exciting things. That's really wild. Let's see. Okay, balance. We got the adjustment card or justice. We've got the Hanged Man. Well, we've got the Lovers. And are we going to do another major arcana? No, a Two of Swords, yes. Two of Swords is kind of about the discernment. Okay? There may be this surge of creativity, the surge of ambition and confidence, and we just want to go. The Princess of Wands just wants to go dance with the tigers, right? Sounds fun, sounds dangerous, but this is that excitement where we feel just kind of a surge of euphoria. We want to go and do everything. Yeah, we have to be careful that we don't get ourselves into any pickles, that we don't put ourselves in any kind of dangerous situation, doing things that may be detrimental to our progress. That, we don't want that. But there is this real surge of just like lust and vibrance and this zest for life that's coming through. Yeah. I kind of feel like you've been sleepy and you're kind of waking up. And you're excited to go do things. All things, everything. You just like, you have this almost a restless energy right now that just wants to go out and explore and have fun and, do the skydiving, do the bungee jumping, like have that kind of excitement in your life. Now, that's not for me. I don't think I would ever bungee jump, but maybe that's your thing. The hangman kind of looks like a bungee jumper. I just realized that. This might be the awakening of a lot of this passion and desire in you that you have had, but it's been quiet. It's been asleep. There's a part of you that is waking up. And that part of you is your true self, and we are coming to unite with that true self. Now, the Lover's card could be a romance, too. That is possible. Let's not rule out the romance, Well, we've got a Princess of Cups in this position of the environment, but also an Eight of Pentacles and the Sun. You are stepping into your true nature. You are becoming a whole and complete spiritual being, fully activated. This is really wild. I think you're really meant to see this right now. Yeah. I think that in your past you did like a lot of, like you have a vivid imagination, right? You did like a lot of make-believe. Spirit's almost showing me like some kind of puppets. I don't know if it's sock puppets or shadow puppets or like maybe marionettes. But what I'm thinking is that you use your imagination to live out a lot of these kinds of desires, impulses, activities that you really feel in just kind of in the imagination, right? I feel like what's going on now is you are seeking those kinds of things out in your kind of physical world. Yeah. And I think that's why we're being kind of cautioned with some of this earth and air energy, this Libra energy down here, because the Princess of Wands, I'll tell you, this isn't some energy that can really get themselves in trouble. This is impulse to action, impulse to behavior with no filter. No filter at all. You get the idea, the desire to do something, and you do it. You don't even think about the consequences, right? So we have to keep that in check a little bit. There needs to be a little bit of a filter here, a little bit of discernment, because we really want this kind of energy. We want our Princess of Wands to follow our star and not just go into any direction and do all these impulsive things. We want to have that zest and that confidence and that enthusiasm, but we want it to be channeled toward our very best life, our very best self, union with our true self, with God, Goddess, Deity. And so we want the Princess of Wands to go up this way into the star, into the Lover's card. Okay, following the star. And we have this down here, this kind of our safety net. This is that part of our mind, a part of our spirit. It's the Justice card or the Adjustment card. This is us understanding the consequences of our actions, really. We feel impulsive. We feel we want to let loose. We feel this zest and robustness. We feel this enthusiasm, but we also think of the consequences. Okay? And this, like I said, this is kind of the safety net down here at the bottom. The Hanged Man, of course, I think is all of these latent desires and wishes and hopes and dreams, too. A lot of these are dreams. And I think maybe with the puppets, too, that Spirit's showing me, maybe a lot of that is like your dream life. Maybe a lot of this has been playing out in dreams and fantasies, waking dreams, daydreams, coming out through your art. And I think now more and more, you're realizing that these are real parts of yourself, and they need expression. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from we got the Justice card as a volunteer. We got 2 of these now. This is really, really significant. It's really important that we are able to see ourselves somewhat objectively and be our own judge. Do we need to adjust our behaviors a little bit to keep them in line with our highest purpose? Yeah. So we got a double Justice energy there. Now this will be our mystery card. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, right there on top, aka Mr. Lizard. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. Okay. So, looking around here, we do have lot of major arcana energies. This is really significant in terms of your spiritual growth, in terms of your true self, in terms of your connection with spirit, and your mediumship abilities. Right? With this Lover's card, we think of it as a romantic union. Yes, sure, it could be. Some of you, this is what you're looking for, a romantic union. For also some of you, this is going to be your mediumship abilities, your ability to channel the spiritual information. Yeah. And I wonder if you're doing this in a more official or formal way. You know, if you're starting to explore this gift, that I think we all have this gift, to a greater or lesser degree, we have access to it. But I think you're starting to use this gift out in the real world, like with friends and family, or maybe with the public, or I don't know if you're starting a business or a YouTube channel, but you're starting to do this more and more. Using this gift, this mediumship channeling, clairvoyance to help others, right? The Lover's card very often is the gift of prophecy. Yeah. This is your ability to do this. Okay. And when we see this at the very top, this is saying, well, this is what your aspiration is. This is what your real goal is. And for some of you, yes, this is a real goal, is finding that soulmate situation, that romantic thing. For some of you, this is getting closer with family and friends, right? Focusing on strengthening those bonds and really having those quality, intimate relationships with people. For some of you, that is really you uniting with that part of yourself that is, as yet, has been kind of unconscious, with the Hanged Man here. It's kind of suspended within us. It hasn't been woken up. It hasn't been expressed. It hasn't come out yet, right? So I think that it's, in every kind of scenario, that's what is happening. The Hanged Man is waking up. And this is that kind of unexpressed, unrealized part of ourselves. And this is what we're trying to unite with in that Lover's card. Okay. Our real deep soul desires. Deep down, who you are and what your soul is all about. Yeah. And then the Sun card here, well, that's the Hanged Man woken up. Right? Resurrected, if you will. So we've got a lot of major arcana cards. You've got the ambition and the endurance. You've got the spiritual insight. You've got the connection with Source. You can see your guiding light. And it just makes us feel so good that we just want to just dance around the room, right? We've got our safety net down here, which is our ability to judge our own actions, to weigh the consequences of what we feel drawn to, and to try to do it in such a way that has the best kind of karmic results. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of fire, a little bit of water, a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. So we have all major arcana cards, and then we've got one of each of the four elements. That means that your physical world, your physical life is very balanced right now. And it's from that balance. It's like our physical earthly life is a combination lock. And you've got all four numbers lined up just right. That unlocks this spiritual energy. Okay? So in terms of your finances, let's say, I think that your physical health, your concern for the material world, your health, your wealth, your fitness, your finances, you have the right attitude with the earth energy. Moderation, right? Not too much, not too little. You're not going to extremes. You're taking care of your physical existence, and it's kind of like a well-oiled machine, right? When things are working properly, you don't notice it, right? The squeaky wheel, right, will get the grease. With an Eight of Pentacles, everything is just coming along nicely. There are no squeaky wheels here. And so it very much is allowing you to focus on other things. And I think this is true financially and also in terms of your health and fitness. Yeah. And I think moderation there is the key. Yeah. According to that card, anyway. In terms of your water energy, your emotions, I think that in some ways you're starting to kind of feel like, I almost get a giddiness from you now. I almost feel like you're feeling like a kid again in this kind of emotional energy. You're having a lot of dreams lately. You're having a lot of like fantasies and daydreams. You're really getting in touch with the spiritual, intuitive water energy. And it's coming out through this, I think it's just a really good mood. You know, it's the kind of emotion that we feel when we are, when we feel connected with Spirit, when we feel like everything we do has a kind of holiness to it. Everything has a purpose behind it, you know. And in our physical actions, we've been moderate and careful and prudent and slow. And that's created this sense of real holiness for you. I think you're really feeling this, and it really does feel like an exuberant youth. You know, we've got two princesses in the spread anyway, so it does feel like there's this return kind of to this childlike state. We've got our air energy with the Two of Swords, and this is a very balanced and peaceful mind. And this is because you understand that the mind is a tool. The sword is a tool, a weapon or a tool, right? It can be used to build up or tear down. And you also understand that the mind is not the end-all and be-all of our existence. That we know a lot of things. You do value knowledge, but you value the wisdom that transcends knowledge. Okay? Your mind can give you the details of different things, can analyze, break things down, take something that is unified, take something that is one, and split it up into many, many pieces. And so you can look at each of those pieces and you can gain some knowledge and understanding of that thing. But it doesn't give you the wisdom, it doesn't give you the decision, doesn't give you the certainty of anything. That comes from that little tiny moon at the top of that card. It comes from your spirit, from your intuition. It comes from your connection with Source, comes from your star, ultimately. Because what does the moon do? The moon is the mind. The moon is your mental interface, your imagination, but your psychic interface, right? The psyche. And what the moon does is reflect the starlight, the sunlight, right? But the sun's a star. I don't know if you knew that. And so it is by following our highest kind of psychic sense that we're getting kind of a picture of what Spirit is showing us. Yeah. And so we're using that to then make sense of, to understand, to gain some sort of wisdom from all of this data that we're taking in. All of the way we're able to analyze everything. The analysis is good, but it doesn't bring us to any conclusions. Okay? For any kind of certainty or any kind of like positive step forward, we need to then invoke that psychic sense, right? That reflected starlight. Which I think what's coming is it's no longer going to be required that the starlight is reflected through the moon. It's going to be a direct perception of that starlight. See, this is the star, but this is the star up close and personal in your life. Right there in front of your face. It is you. This is you getting so close to the star that you realize that you're looking at yourself. You're following yourself, that star is you. Right? Anyway, let's talk about the path of the serpent a little bit more. And as we go this way, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I do appreciate that. We've got the Devil card. Something's holding you back. There is something that you are fixated on. There's something that there's a mountain that you're climbing. And it's become kind of a routine, right? Why are we climbing it? I don't understand why there's this focus here. It's something that's holding you back from the real you, from what you really want to be doing and how you really want to be expressing yourself. Whatever we're fixed to is kind of keeping the hanged man asleep, right? So I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is some relationship or obligation or a job or a career or just a lifestyle or a way of life, right? But I feel like you got to switch mountains here, you know? I feel like you've been climbing this one, and it's almost as if maybe we're getting two of these justice cards because there is a judgment that you have to make. And maybe it's about the mountain that you're currently on. Is this the right mountain for you? Is this the right path? Or with all of this kind of waking up that we're experiencing, if you are starting to realize, and maybe it's kind of getting hard to figure it out, and we don't really want it to be true, but we can't help the feeling, can't fight the feeling, you know, that this is not the right mountain for us. Okay? That's something that we have to assess and decide, I think, for ourselves. The devil energy the goat will climb any mountain that you put in front of it. Okay? It doesn't discriminate between mountains. It's mountain, sure, climb it. Let's get to the top. I can't wait. Let's go. I'm ready. So it's up to us spiritually, intuitively to know where we're putting our energy. Because this is that ambition that will keep climbing to the very top. Even if this isn't really the mountain you wanted, someone's got to take the goat and say, whoa, come on, wrong mountain, let's go this way. And what the mountain is that we really want to climb is this mountain of our dreams. The thing that really is, this is what you feel like you've been meant to do. Okay? What you're meant to do. I'm still getting this feeling of some kind of puppet, some kind of, maybe it's a talent show, some kind of a performance that you did when you were a kid, right? And I don't know how it relates to this, if it's something that you're kind of going back to, or we just feel inspired like that. We feel that joy again, like when we were kids and we were doing that thing. And now we want that in our life again. And maybe the Princess of Cups is saying, we can't go do the same talent show again. We can't go to the elementary school and be in the talent show, right? I think we're too old for that. So what is it that we're going to do that's going to give us that same feeling? What is it that our life is meant to be right now? I think that's the Princess of Cups. And we've got to find that. We've got to use this power of clairvoyance, right? We've got to use our psychic sense to discover what the mountain is that we belong to. Okay, that is us, is our own mountain of initiation. And the Eight of Pentacles kind of contradicts the way you're feeling with this Princess of Wands, right? The Princess of Wands doesn't want to be moderate or prudent or slow or cautious, wants to run wild. Well, with a little bit of this discernment, we can maintain a kind of moderate middle path in some things, at the same time inflaming this sense of destiny and passion. Right? In this spiritual sense, we do go to an extreme. It's this, we feel inflamed with spirit, right? We don't want to be moderate and temperate in everything. With our passions toward our highest self, our best life, we want to feel the extreme heat. We want to feel that kind of zest. We want to feel inflamed, right? Enthusiastic, filled with spirit. While at the same time, in our physical, financial life, we've got to be responsible people, right? But inside, we're bursting with this, bursting with spirit. And here's the Sun card at the very end. There is an R name attached to you. I don't know who is the R person in your life. It may be that they are a Libra energy. It could be part of this here. But I'm getting an R name and an L name, oddly enough. And I don't know who those if that's maybe someone that for those of you that are interested in the romantic union, that could be something there for you. An R and an L for initials or for a name. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's I don't know what else that could be. But the Sun card is your full attainment of this full and complete spiritualized life. Yeah, letting your light shine in kind of every way. And you are the source of all light and life and love in your life, in your world. Yeah, this is really exciting. I feel like you're waking up to these kinds of new passions, and we've really just got to commit ourselves to something and do it, right? And the Lover's card too. It's all about commitment. It's all about the decision to commit to whatever it represents. Now, the two figures at the bottom of this Sun card could be you and this romantic interest. Could be you and your higher self. It could be you and literally just the world, the universe around you. Yeah. This is really a nice card to end with, but we still have that mystery card. So let's see what Jimbo's got for us today. I don't know. I want major arcana. I want an empress, because we already have the balance of we have fire, water, air, and earth, and major arcana. I want to see something else for major arcana. Maybe the Hierophant, your power card. Maybe the empress, showing the kind of the good life, right? The paradise that we're, the utopia kind of thing that we are working toward. Yeah. Let's see what we have. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Oh, another Page of Cups, the fish in the percolator. We've got another one of these. So there's an emphasis now. We're getting really these doubles, right? We're getting an emphasis on the dreams and the symbolism and the synchronicities and the clues, the breadcrumbs that Spirit is leaving for you. Okay? So it may be that the Hanged Man is starting to kind of wake up and starting to hear these weird things, see these weird things, have these weird feelings. You got to follow the shiny objects. You got to follow the M&Ms on the floor and see where Spirit's leading you. And in practical terms, I think that this is following your dream symbolism for sure. Following the synchronicities. When you have these daydreams, these visions, these clairvoyant moments, look for their corresponding symbols out in the external world. And it's like, it's kind of like one of them video games, right? Where you can see the wall is like a little bit like discolored. That's how you know that's the one you've got to break through, It's kind of like that. Things take on a little bit of a new luster. Everything's got a little bit more of a sparkle, right? And I think it's very important that we continue looking for the subtle, looking for the magic in the ordinary, right? The magic in the mundane, the extra in the ordinary. And that's the confirmation here. We got to follow that fish. Yeah, follow the fish. We are going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around for that. There is a link at the end of the video, and there's a link down in the video description. So check that out. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday. I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back, see me again tomorrow, and we'll have another chat. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want to see kind of how global our community is getting. Really, the channel's growing, and I love to see where everybody's from, and just to have this sense of being like our community is all over the globe. And it really feels amazing, and I'm so grateful for all of you. I really, truly am. And I will see you again very soon. Don't forget that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.